ගරු නියෝජ්‍ය කතානායකතුමනි ඉතාම සැලසුම් ගතව මට විරුද්ධව ගෙන යන මේ මඩ ප්‍රචාරය පිළිබඳව මම මගේ පැහැදිලි කිරීමක් කරන්නට ඔබතුමාගෙන් කාලය ඉල්ලලා තියෙනවා. ඒ ඉංග්‍රීසි භාෂෙන් කරන හින්දා මෙතුමා මතු කරපු මේ ප්‍රශ්නය පිළිබඳව විශේෂයෙන්ම මේ අහම්බෙන් කොහරි අහුලගත්ත මේ වීඩියෝ පටයක් නැත්නම් ෆොටෝග්‍රාෆියක් තියාගෙන මටත් ත්‍රස්තවාදීන් එක්කත් අසුරුකමක් තිබුණා සම්බන්ධයක් තිබුණා කියන මවන මේ කතාව පිළිබඳව මම කනගාටු වෙනවා. ඇත්ත වශයෙන්ම මම ඊට වඩා තව රසවත් මේ ඡායාරූප ටිකක් අද මම පෙන්වන්නම්. මොනම කොයි තරමේ අයද ඔබතුමන්ලත් පත් කරගෙන ඉන්නේ කියන එක පොඩ්ඩක් බලන්න. බැලුවට පස්සේ මගේ පැත්තට ඇඟිල්ල දික් කරන්න. මේක ඊටාම අසාධාරණ දෙයක්. ඔබතුමන්ලා මේ හිරු නාලිකාවේ මට විරුද්ධව මම ගිහිල්ලා මේ අර සායන්ද මරුදු බෝම්බකරුවෙක් ඉස්පිරිතාලේ හමු වුණායි කියලා පෙන්නන ඒ ඡායාරූපයේ ඉන්න තවත් කෙනෙක් පිළිබඳව මම දැන් පෙන්නනවා. ඇත්ත වශයෙන්ම ඒ වගේම මට දැන් මඩ ගහන සමහර මුස්ලිම් මවුලොයිවරු මොන වගේ නායකයන් එක්ක අසුරු කරනවාද කියන එක පිළිබඳවත් මගේ ළඟ ඡායාරූප තියෙනවා. මම මේක පුද්ගලිකව කරන වැඩක් නෙවෙයි. මේක ඇත්ත වශයෙන්ම ඉතාම කනගාටුදායක දෙයක් මේ නියෝජ්‍ය කතානායකතුමනි. ඒ වගේම දැන් තේරීම් කාරක සභාවේ ඔබතුමන් සභාපති හැටියට දන්නවා. මම කටයුතු කරේ ඉතාම ස්වාධීනව කිසිවිටක බලපෑමක් කාටත් කළෙත් නැහැ. අපි ඇත්ත සොයා ගැනීම සඳහා කරුණු හැලිදරව් කර ගැනීම සඳහා ගත්ත වෑයම මුළු රටම දැක්කා. මොකද විද්‍යුත් නාලිකා හරහා ඒක සජීවීව රටට බලන්න පුළුවන්කම ලැබුණා. ඉතින් වාර්තාවේ අපිත් ඊටාම සමබරව ඒ වාර්තාව ඉදිරිපත් කළ තියෙන ඊටාම කනගාටුදායක දෙයක්. මෙවර මේ තේරීම් කාරක සභාව වර්ධනය කරන්නට මේ පොදු විපක්ෂය ඒ වගේම ශ්‍රී ලංකා නිදහස් පක්ෂය තීරණයක් ගත්තා. ඒ තුලින් මේකේ විශ්වාසනීයභාවය පිළිබඳව යම් කැලැල්ලක් ඇති කරන උත්සාහයක් ඇති. නමුත් මේ මුල සිටම ඒ අදිෂ්ඨානය තිබුණායි කියලා අපි දන්නවා. මොකද මීට කලින් අර ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨාධිකරණ අපේ අග්‍රවිනිශ්චයකාරතුමියට විරුද්ධව තිබුණු මේ සිලෙක්ට් කමිටි එකෙත් ඒ වගේම වර්ජනයක් තිබුණා විපක්ෂයෙන්. ඒ විශ්වාසනීයභාවයේ කැලැල්ලක් ඇති කරන්නටයි ඔය උත්සාහය. නමුත් මම කියන්නේ ඇත්ත වශයෙන්ම දැන් මේ කාරණාවේදී අපි ඊටාම සාධාරණව බලන්න ඕනේ. මම මීට පෙරත් මෙතුමාගේ සභාපතිත්වයෙන් සිලෙක්ට් කමිටිස් වල ඉඳලා තියෙනවා. මම 25 වසරක මේ සභාගර්භයේ මේ නොකඩවාම ඉන්න മന്ത്രിවරයෙක්. මට විරුද්ධව මෙවැනි චෝදනාවක් එල්ල වෙලා නැහැ. ඊට කලිනුත් මේ විපක්ෂයේ മന്ത്രിවරු පවා අනිත් ඇමතිවරුන්ට ඇඟිල්ල දික් කරද්දිත් ඒ පිළිබඳව අපි ඉල්ලා ආස්වෙද්දිත් ඇයි අපි ඉල්ලා ආස්වුනේ කියලා අපිට කිසිම චෝදනාවක් නැහැ කියලා කියපු අය මම කනගාටු වෙනවා. පාටු දේශපාලන උවමනාවන් තකා මෙවැනි චෝදනා මට එල්ල කිරීම පිළිබඳව කරුණාකරලා මගේ පුද්ගලික මේ කරුණ දැක්වීම ගැන අහන්න. ඒත් එක්කම අද සවස් වරුවේ තියෙන ප්‍රවෘත්ති සාකච්ඡාවේදී මම ඡායාරූප ටිකක් පෙන්වන්නම්. ඒක බලලා ඊට පස්සේ මට ඇඟිල්ල දික් කරන්න. Honorable Speaker, I wish to take this opportunity to address a serious, baseless allegation leveled against me with links to the Easter Sunday suicide bombers. First and foremost, I wish to record my outright repudiation of these baseless allegations and refusal to be slandered or deterred from my duty at this watershed moment in our politics. Such allegations, as a consequence, have resulted in some joint opposition members placing the report and the findings of the Parliamentary Select Committee on the Easter Sunday attack under a cloud. This is what Honorable Dinesh Gunawardene raised this morning, questioning its credibility in the wake of its release. At issue is a video clip of a public encounter in the year 2015, wherein Zaharan Hashim, the suicide bomber, is part of the audience of a group of people I was addressing. There is another picture where Zaharan is shown shaking hands with me. Honorable Speaker, I am the leader of the party that represent an ethno-religious constituency of the Muslims of Sri Lanka. The most substantial segment of this constituency is in the eastern province. It is common knowledge that politicians passionately cultivate their foundational constituency, and I am certainly no exceptions to that. When we greet the public, we exude geniality and jollity without exception. And as you may know, none of us possesses the psychic powers or clairvoyance to read the minds of people, be they contemporary activists or future suicide bombers. How would I have known then? In 2015, this person and all his accomplices, none of them knew. Even in the select committee they said only after 2017 that he became a fugitive. Other law enforcement agencies had not identified this man either as a terrorist or a potential terrorist then. My meeting was an open event and not a secret rendezvous under a culvert, as was the case when some erstwhile leaders met the LTTE to persuade terrorists to boycott presidential elections in 2005. What was depicted in that video was a meeting with some political activists who briefed me on some incidents of violence and coercive pressure linked to supporters of a candidate in Katangudi, which in 2019 turned out to be the epicenter of another terrorism. According to reports, he was a religious preacher then. The event in the video clip was held in the immediate aftermath of the defeat of that candidate in the general elections held in 2015. Soon after his defeat, the candidate was politically dexterous to persuade President Maithripala Sirisena to nominate him on the national list. Emboldened by their political bosses' capacity to be all things to all people at all times, his goons carried out violent attacks on opposing party supporters who caused his defeat at the polls. He also exerted influence to neutralize the police, they alleged. The people, as shown in the video clip, approached me as the leader of the SLMC for redress. Given the existing political culture of that time, it was a very ordinary and routine encounter where people sought justice from political leaders because the candidate was a law unto himself under the patronage of the then regime had been ousted, but their local operator had now switched sides. We had to wait for another 4 years to receive the wake-up call on Easter Sunday in 2019. The video shows me listening to their grievances. When I visited the hospital to see those injured, especially a pregnant mother who was also brutally assaulted, the so-called video evidence also shows the presence of a high-ranking police officer. Mr. UP Disanayaka DIG Batiklo was with me. I would like to table these photographs also. I too did not go there in any secrecy. Quite funnily, I learnt last night that the Hiru TV, which posted the videos, have now removed them, as the man standing next to the bomber is the current Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna organizer of Katangudi, MSM Ziad, who is also now engaged in making arrangements for an impending visit by presidential candidate Gotabaya Rajapaksa to Katangudi. The alleged video evidence is no longer available on YouTube, but I have the photographs, I'll table them. The preacher Miflal Ibrahim, who makes these allegations against me, is an accomplished liar and an agent of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna. He has been used by interested parties to undermine Muslim unity in the past, and that seems to be his chosen vocation. Mr. Hizbullah's candidacy is a proxy for the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna that knows that all Muslims will never vote for a party that uses extremist racial prejudice to expand its vote base while pretending to observe political niceties towards minorities. In 2015, this Mr. Miflal Ibrahim contested presidential elections under the butterfly symbol to divert Muslim votes, knowing very well that Muslims would not vote the then president who was contesting. I have enough irrefutable evidence to prove his intimate links to senior leaders of Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna. I have photographic evidence which I will table, which will be can be placed in the library. I will also have a press conference in the afternoon to to show this in public because I don't want to show this openly in the chamber, but this will be shown to the press when I hold a press conference in the afternoon. It is said, it is sad that the joint opposition is stooping so low. Why are people trying to intentionally destroy and damage my political persona and my personal character and credibility? Professor Peiris has also accused me of meeting Prabhakaran. Professor G.L. Peiris should know that I was part of his own government team, of which negotiated with the LTT. And he was not only a member, but was a principal interlocutor of our team. And I met Prabhakaran then, at their request.
With him.
And this was Prabhakaran separately in Vanni. That was arranged by the Norwegian facilitators as a part of our negotiations strategy. The joint opposition refused to participate in the Parliamentary Select Committee. It wants to subvert the process of discovering the truth of the Easter Sunday carnage. The so-called alleged encounter with the terrorists was very much in the knowledge of these mudslingers when the composition of the Parliamentary Select Committee was announced. On the eve of the submission of the report, now they have started howling. There is no other avenue available to them to come to terms with the truth. It is a shame that people are now trying to reduce a painstakingly conducted exercise into a political circus. I reject these false accusations with the contempt they deserve. If you must resort to character assassination to sustain your political argument, it clearly demonstrates how weak your argument is. Do not judge my character based on innuendo and falsehoods.